There's a voice that lives inside all of us. It doesn't shout. It doesn't need to. It whispers, quietly, constantly. That wasn't good enough. You should have known better. You're falling behind. You try to ignore it. You try to drown it in noise, productivity, perfection. But late at night, when the world quiets down, you hear it again. And the truth is, you're not lazy. You're not weak. You're just exhausted from living with a voice that keeps telling you you're not enough. This voice is your inner critic. And today, I want to guide you, not to silence it, but to heal it through a practice called visual meditation. We're going to explore how to gently meet the parts of ourselves we usually fight, with attention, with imagination, and with compassion. This isn't about escaping, it's about coming home to yourself and staying. The inner critic is not born with us, it's built layer by layer through experience. Maybe it was a parent who only praised achievement, a teacher who compared you to others, a friend who disappeared when you were vulnerable. At some point, your nervous system decided, if I keep myself in check, maybe I won't get hurt again. If I criticize myself first, maybe no one else will. And slowly this voice became your constant companion, uninvited, unrelenting, but also trying to protect you. Yes, your inner critic is cruel, but underneath its sharpness, it's scared. It's afraid you'll be judged, abandoned, unworthy, so it builds armor. But the problem is, it turns that armor inward, and in trying to keep you safe, it keeps you small. Let's be honest, some of us have mistaken self-criticism for self-discipline. We think being hard on ourselves is the only way to grow. We say things like, I'm just keeping myself accountable. I don't want to get lazy. If I don't push myself, who will? But here's the cost. You become afraid to start new things because the critic might humiliate you. You never feel proud of what you achieve because it's never enough. You struggle to rest because rest feels undeserved. This is not motivation. This is mental warfare. And the only way out is not to fight harder, but to meet this part of you in a new way. Not with silence, not with shame, but with sight, through visual meditation. Visual meditation is not a performance. It's not a competition in calmness. It's an invitation to observe, to soften, and to reimagine. Here's how it works. Instead of repeating affirmations you don't believe, you're shown an image, a movement, a metaphor, and that metaphor becomes a mirror. Let's try it now. Close your eyes for a moment. Picture yourself standing in front of a mirror. But this time, instead of your reflection, you see the voice of your inner critic. It's a shadowy version of you, tense, armored, impatient. Now imagine this. You step closer. You don't argue. You don't explain. You simply place your hand on its heart and say, you don't have to protect me like this anymore. I'm safe now. You can rest. Visual meditation uses the language of imagery to bypass logic and speak directly to your body, your nervous system, your unhealed parts. It allows you to see yourself differently. And what you can see with compassion, you can begin to change. In the stillness of visual meditation, something beautiful happens. You begin to realize the inner critic doesn't want to destroy you. It just doesn't know another way to keep you safe. But you do. You start noticing how the voice loses its grip when you breathe with intention, how it softens when you imagine a version of yourself who is already worthy, already enough. Instead of, I should have known better, you begin to hear, that was hard and you did your best. Instead of, you failed again, you start to whisper, that was brave. I'm proud of you for trying. This is not delusion. It's a reclamation. You are not betraying growth by being gentle. You are making growth possible. Reparenting is the act of giving yourself what you didn't receive when you needed it most. Visual meditation can become a doorway for that. Imagine a younger version of you, maybe 7 years old, maybe 17, sitting on a bed crying after making a mistake. Now picture your current self entering that room. What would you say? Would you yell? Would you shame? No. You would sit beside them. You'd hold their hand. You'd say, you're allowed to get it wrong. You're still good. I love you, even now. This isn't make-believe. Your nervous system remembers imagery as if it's experience, and when you practice this regularly, your inner world rewires. The critic no longer leads, the nurturer takes over. We spend so much time trying to fix ourselves, chasing better habits, better bodies, better outcomes, but very few of us have been taught this truth. You can grow without punishing yourself. You can evolve from love, not just lack. Visual meditation for self-acceptance is not a one-time fix. It's a practice of coming back, again and again, to the truth that your worth isn't earned, it's remembered. And the more often you sit with yourself in visual stillness, the more you see clearly you were never too much. You were never not enough. You were just unheard, unseen. Until now, so many of us are exhausted, not from doing too much, but from fighting ourselves every step of the way. But here's what I want you to take with you today. You don't need to silence your inner critic. You need to hold it in your gaze until it transforms. Through visual meditation, you don't need to fake confidence. You just need to show up, honestly, gently, consistently, because real self-acceptance is not a destination, it's a direction. Every time you choose to see yourself with softness, you're walking that path, and every step is worthy. If this journey resonated with you, try this tonight. Find a quiet space, close your eyes, picture the version of you that most often feels judged, and simply say, "You are welcome here." Even now, especially now. If you feel moved, leave a comment below. What's one thing your inner critic says that you're ready to release? Your words may help someone else feel less alone, and if you're ready to go deeper, join me in the next visual meditation. A visual meditation for building unshakable inner peace, where we'll move beyond healing into stability, and create an inner world that remains calm, even when the outer one isn't. Until then, keep looking inward, keep breathing with intention, keep choosing kindness. You're already enough, just as you are.